Stoicism harbors some of the most profound wisdom ever recorded in history. It is considered a compass on the journey towards self-mastery, perseverance, and profound understanding. Throughout the ages, countless brilliant minds have not only understood the true essence of Stoicism, but have also adopted it. Notable figures such as George Washington, Adam Smith, Thomas Jefferson, as well as contemporary athletes, CEOs, and renowned artists, have all immersed themselves in Stoic lessons. Each of them has read, studied, quoted, or found inspiration in Stoic teachings. The Stoics held the belief that by mastering our perceptions, we pave the way for gaining a lucid mind that guides us in our actions effectively. This allows us to act with determination and, at the same time, acquire the mental clarity needed to deal with any situation that life throws at us. By cultivating these disciplines, they believed they could strengthen themselves, nurturing resilience, purpose, and even enjoy inner joy. In this video, we will embark on a journey to discover 12 valuable lessons that encapsulate the three fundamental disciplines of Stoicism: perception, action, and will. These precious lessons are drawn from the personal diaries of one of the most respected Roman emperors, Marcus Aurelius, the lectures of Epictetus, and the insights of Seneca, one of Rome's most impactful figures. Before we go on, don't forget to make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any valuable content that could change your life. Perception. 1. Recognize your capacity. The proper function of the mind lies in its ability to make choices, reject, desire, avoid, plan, set goals, and give consent. So what can interfere with and harm this proper function of the mind? Nothing, except the wrong decisions it makes itself, as Epictetus reminds us. He highlights the remarkable mental ability that we all possess. Although people may vary in intelligence, the real difference between them lies in how well they develop this innate capacity. Some people have been lucky enough to grow up in favorable settings and environments, with access to education, security, and structured families, while others have not enjoyed these amenities. Regardless of the circumstances, we all share an incredibly powerful tool with the ability to function in a highly effective way. Our mind is an innate force, designed to carry out tasks such as making decisions, discarding what doesn't benefit us, setting goals, avoiding what repels us, and pursuing our objectives with persistence and determination. The primary function of our mind is essential, being the anchor point that guides us through the maze of distractions and worries. Our mind is multifaceted, made up of 7 distinct functions, each playing a valuable role. The first function is the ability to make wise choices, allowing us to make decisions in line with our goals. The second function is the ability to resist temptations, avoiding harmful impulses. In addition, our mind houses the desire for self-development, pushing us to grow and evolve. It also prepares us for the future by accepting the unknown. Another function involves setting goals and directing our efforts. Determining guiding principles and priorities is crucial, as is the clarity to distinguish between what we control and what is beyond our control. Understanding these functions allows us to live more consciously, making decisions in line with our deepest principles and goals, and keeping the mind focused on its fundamental role. 2. Master your choices. One of life's main lessons lies in learning to discern between what is within our control and what is outside it. We must clearly separate issues that belong to the external world, over which we have no power, from those related to choices that we do control. Therefore, when evaluating what is right and wrong, we shouldn't look at uncontrollable external factors, but rather within ourselves, focusing on the decisions that belong to us, as Epictetus observed. The core of Stoic philosophy lies in the ability to distinguish between what we can influence and what is beyond our reach. For example, if a show is postponed due to the weather, no matter how much you complain to the box office attendant, you can't make the storm stop. It is in this discernment that lies the key to Stoic tranquility and wisdom. No matter how much we wish it, there are things that remain unchanged, like our height or the country where we were born. It's impossible to force someone to appreciate us no matter how hard we try. Furthermore, spending time and energy trying to control such situations only deprives us of the ability to influence what is under our control. The famous Serenity Prayer masterfully illustrates this idea. Grant me, O God, the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to discern them. No one has the power to reverse the abuse suffered in childhood, undo past choices or undo the damage done, but we all have the ability to shape the future through the choices we make in the present moment. Therefore, it is in this present moment that the true power of transformation resides. Epictetus, with his profound wisdom, emphasized the mastery we can exercise over the choices we make in the present moment. This insight, applied to our daily lives, offers the possibility of gaining greater control over our daily lives through a simple exercise of reflection. Essentially, the practice begins with clearly discerning what is within our control and what is beyond it. What is beyond our control, we must accept calmly, accepting the inevitable consequences. What is under our direct influence deserves a careful analysis of our attitudes and actions in every situation we face. By following this path, not only do we get closer to achieving happiness, but we also gain a notable advantage over those who inadvertently find themselves trapped in a battle that is impossible to win. The reason for this advantage is simple. By understanding and applying the fundamental distinction between what we control and what we don't, we open the door to true inner freedom. This practice offers a profound sense of autonomy, allowing us to focus our efforts on what we can actually influence, rather than wasting energy and suffering on what is beyond our reach. In this way, we find a path to fulfillment and to living with serenity, regardless of external circumstances. 3. Prioritize the fundamental. How many times, without realizing it, have we allowed harmful situations to disrupt our lives? How much time has been spent on fruitless regrets, moments of ephemeral joy, insatiable desires, and empty conversations? How much of our very being has been dissipated in the process? Sometimes we only realize that we are wasting our precious life when scarce time reminds us of our finiteness, as the wise Seneca observed. Saying no can be one of the most challenging tasks we face. Many things contribute to this difficulty. We are afraid of disappointing those around us, longing for inclusion. We want to be part of the group. The fear of appearing selfish prevents us from prioritizing our own needs. Often, the difficulty of refusing an invitation, a request, or an obligation is due to the fear of rejection, the longing for love, or the fear of judgment from others. Keeping up with what everyone else is doing can be a trap we all face. What's more, it's even more challenging to refuse certain emotions that can consume our time, such as anger, excitement, distraction, or obsession. Although these impulses may not seem harmful on their own, when left unchecked, they can become commitments that dominate our lives. It is essential to learn to prioritize and prevent these non-essential demands from taking over, resulting in an overloaded and unbalanced life. How can you focus on your priorities and feel less overwhelmed by daily demands? Let's begin our exploration by focusing on the transformative power of no. Saying no is a valuable skill that we often underestimate. It involves the ability to utter words like no, thank you, no, I'm not going to get involved in that, and no, it's not possible right now. It's important to note that when you incorporate this practice, you may encounter challenges and reactions from other people. Some may feel hurt or lose interest in you when you take an assertive stance, but this is a crucial step on the road to self-discovery and authenticity. Saying no can be a challenging task, but the benefits are significant. By refusing what is not truly significant in your life, you gain a valuable resource: time. That time and energy, previously wasted on commitments and activities that added no genuine value, now becomes available to direct to areas of your life that really matter. Practicing no is a fundamental change that gives you the freedom to build the life you authentically want. So embark on this journey of self-discovery and the ability to say no with confidence. It will lead you down a path of greater authenticity and fulfillment. 4. Free your mind. Now realize that inside you there is something extraordinary, something more powerful and sublime than those forces that trigger physical emotions and influence you like a mere puppet. Pause and examine your thoughts right now. Do you find fear, mistrust, desire, or something similar occupying your mind? Reflect on the various interests that compete for a second of your attention or a portion of your focus. Bear in mind that the media is often crafting narratives designed to provoke outrage and anger. Today, there are food experts dedicated to creating products that caress our tongues, while Silicon Valley engineers are busy developing applications that are as engaging as a game of chance. How often do we find ourselves rushing out to buy the latest launch that promises to be unmissable? These are just some of the temptations and influences that incessantly compete for our attention, distracting us from what is truly essential. At the time of Marcus Aurelius, although the internet didn't yet exist, he too faced countless distractions. His were the incessant pressures of work, fear, distrust, rumors, and desires. These influences, both internal and external, have an impact on all of us, gaining strength and proving challenging to resist. Stoicism instructs us to pay special attention to the influences that shape our lives, emphasizing the importance of not letting ourselves be swept away by the current of the crowd. Viktor Frankl, the psychologist who faced the horrors of the Holocaust and later wrote, "In Search of Meaning," proclaimed, "Man is driven by desires but guided by values." These values and the inner voice of conscience whisper to us the warning not to conform to the mentality of the masses. Certainly maintaining this vigilance requires effort and conscious attention. However, it is preferable to being manipulated like helpless puppets. Action. 5. Words cannot be unsaid. Zeno once said, "Better to stumble with your feet than with your tongue." Mastery of words is a skill that requires constant attention, regardless of the moment or context. It is therefore essential to cultivate the habit of thinking carefully before speaking, avoiding impulsive reactions that are governed by momentary emotions. Remember that even in the face of falls or mistakes, you always have the ability to pick yourself up and move on. However, it is crucial to bear in mind that words spoken cannot be undone, especially when it comes to harsh and offensive expressions, which have the potential to leave deep scars on people. Therefore, adopting a wise and gentle approach to the use of language is a principle to be valued and incorporated into all interactions. 6. You are the result of your training. Marcus Aurelius said, "To seek the impossible is folly, yet the average person often lacks the ability to choose another alternative." Just as a caramel dog who runs wildly after cars in the street, or a child who never hears the word no, can end up becoming a spoiled adult. Someone who indulges in investments without discipline cannot be considered an investor, but instead acts like a gambler. In a similar way, a mind that lacks self-regulation and doesn't understand its own power of self-control is at the mercy of external forces and unquestioned impulses, being carried to and fro by the events of the world. It's essential to recognize that wanting a different, more satisfying future requires effort and action. You probably don't want your future to be shaped by harmful habits or a lack of discipline. Therefore, it is crucial to adopt training and a routine that promotes self-development and self-reflection. Starting with eliminating ignorance and incorporating new habits is a crucial step in this process. As you engage in this journey, your actions and behaviors will begin to align with the vision of a more promising future. At that point, frustrations will give way to tangible, life-changing results. 7. We reap what we sow. The consequences of actions often return to their author. It is curious that Seneca included these words in one of his characters, since he himself acted as tutor and mentor to the young Emperor Nero for many years. Some hypotheses suggest that he may have been prevented from teaching philosophy to Nero, who would later become a tyrannical emperor. Although there are indications that Seneca exerted some positive moral influence on the troubled young emperor, his contemporaries viewed with suspicion the fact that a philosopher collaborated so closely with someone with such a negative reputation. Nero was so notorious that Seneca was even called tutor to the tyrant, and in the end the student murdered his own master. All of this makes us reflect on the people we choose to relate to, work with, and share our lives with, even if indirectly. Our actions are not limited to what we do in the present, but also to the possible consequences that may arise in the future. Therefore, we must be careful when choosing our companies and collaborations. When we share unethical or illegal methods with others, we run the risk of encountering similar situations in the future, even when we least expect it. Setting a bad example in our domestic sphere, whether in front of our children, partners, or work colleagues, is in fact sowing the seeds of consequences that we will sooner or later reap. The well-known saying, "You reap what you sow," encapsulates the essence of the concept of karma, which reminds us of the existence of this natural law that warns us of the impact of our actions. Examining history, we can see how Seneca, serving as Nero's mentor, experienced the painful consequences of his actions, whether they were the result of deliberate hypocrisy or not, which ultimately cost him his own life. It is indisputable to understand that this same principle applies to all of us, since the choices and actions we make today will have repercussions on the fabric of our future lives, shaping our destiny according to the ethical quality of our decisions. Therefore, reflection on the way we lead our lives and influence others is crucial, as we are the architects of our own destiny. The search for one's destiny comes with shielding the mind and protecting it from bad feelings. The Stoics kept their minds free from the misfortunes that can arise in our minds, especially nowadays when anxiety and depression are very common. To this end, I'm leaving a link in the first comment that helped me get out of this situation and freed me from these feelings. It's in the first comment. 8. The source of your anxiety. When I meet someone who is anxious, I often ask myself what they deeply want. After all, if someone is feeling anxious, it's usually related to a desire beyond their control. Epictetus offers us an example. A father who is worried about his daughter's well-being desires a better, safer world. Similarly, a nervous investor longs for a turnaround in the financial markets, and a restless traveler wishes for favorable weather conditions and clear traffic to catch his flight. All these situations share a common trait, as pointed out by Epictetus: the desire for something that is beyond our ability to directly control. Tension, restlessness, impatient steps, anxious comings and goings, or sleepless nights. These moments of intense anguish highlight our vulnerability and dependence on the uncontrollable. Keeping a constant eye on the clock, obsessively checking the stock market's fluctuations on the screen, or repeatedly keeping an eye on the queue at the checkout, hoping for immediate progress, is comparable to a search for a miracle, as if only divine interventions of luck could bring us inner peace. Today, when you notice that anxiety is starting to manifest itself, it's crucial to pause and question yourself. Explore deeply the reason behind that knot in your stomach. Ask yourself whether you are truly in control of the situation, or whether you are simply allowing anxiety to dictate your actions. More fundamentally, assess how your anxiety is contributing positively to your life and whether it is aligned with your goals and values. 9. Feeding the fire of habit. Habits and skills are consolidated and strengthened through corresponding actions. Walking is for walking and running, so if you want to do something, make it a habit. If you don't want to do something in particular, avoid doing it and acquire another habit instead. The same principle applies to our mental disposition. When you get angry, not only do you experience that unpleasant feeling, but you also reinforce a negative pattern, fueling the fire, as Epictetus pointed out. We are often used to observing the results without considering the construction process that underpins them. When we appreciate a work of art, we rarely consider the countless hours the artist put in to achieve such precision. When we see an athlete win a gold medal, it's easy to forget the hard training and dedication that made it possible. What makes a result possible, regardless of whether it's something admirable or not, is what we do over and over again. The Stoics also remind us that we are shaped by our thoughts. According to the thoughts that inhabit our mind, so will be the character we develop, as Marcus Aurelius expressed it. A valuable practice for self-development involves a comprehensive reflection on your previous week, as well as projecting what you are planning for the current day and the week ahead. In this exercise, ask yourself what kind of person you aspire to be and how you see your identity in the future. It is crucial to assess the degree of congruence between your daily actions and your deepest aspirations. An effective method is to keep a detailed record of your daily tasks for a week. By doing this, you will get a clear and objective picture of your activities. For example, if your goal is to cultivate the habit of reading, but you insist you don't have the time, this record might reveal that you spend more than an hour and a half a day following celebrities and entertainment news. This will provide an insight into what actions you are actually cultivating, and consequently, how your habits are shaping the person you are becoming. Will. 10. Character is destiny. A person's character is shaped by their actions, but the roles we perform are often assigned by chance. Just as Seneca suggests that we invite some people to our table on merit, and others in the hope that they might deserve it in hiring, we evaluate candidates based on their backgrounds. We check where they studied, what the reputation of their educational institution is, what professional experience they have accumulated, and for how long in each one. This is because previous success can serve as an indicator of future achievements. In life, however, this logic doesn't always apply. Many people achieve success by chance, even if they have attended renowned institutions. Sometimes they are not dedicated students, or their success can be attributed to factors beyond their competence. When considering the assessment of a young person who has not yet had the opportunity to accumulate professional experience, it is important to dispel the idea that a lack of experience makes someone unsuitable for a job. Experience is valuable, but it shouldn't be the only selection criterion. Here, character emerges as a significant factor. Not only does it apply to the assessment of job candidates, but it also plays a crucial role in the formation of friendships, relationships, and ultimately, all areas of life. A person's character is a major force that shapes their destiny and influences their actions and decisions over time. Although it may not have an immediate impact, its importance becomes increasingly evident in the long term. Our careful selection of people to allow into our lives should be conducted with the same emphasis on character. The relationships we establish shape our journey, and it is vital to choose wisely, seeking out individuals whose values and principles are aligned with our own, thus ensuring solid, lasting relationships that enrich our lives. Therefore, character remains a fundamental tool for progress and the quality of our lives, regardless of the context in which we apply it. 11. How can you know if you've never been tested? As Seneca said, "I consider you unfortunate for not having experienced real misfortune in your life. After all, you went through it without a worthy adversary. You must understand that no one, not even you, truly knows their own limits." Many people who face difficult times in life learn to value these experiences and even revere them. They say things like, "Those were remarkable times in my life," even if they now enjoy comfort. Some even say, "It was the best thing that ever happened to me," or "I wouldn't change anything I've experienced." However arduous these phases may have been, they ultimately shaped them into who they are today. So there is another benefit that can be extracted from what we call misfortune. Facing and overcoming life's challenges is a journey that gives us a deeper understanding of our own capacity and the inner strength that each of us carries. By going through trials, we strengthen our resilience, acquiring the confidence that we are capable of overcoming similar adversities in the future. As Nietzsche said, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." So, when you find yourself facing difficult times or facing challenges, it's essential to remember that these challenging experiences are crucial stages in building your character and developing your skills. On life's journey, you will realize in retrospect that these trials were essential in achieving your goals and shaping the resilient and capable individual you have become. Consequently, facing difficulties with determination and optimism can be a valuable opportunity to grow, learn, and become stronger, preparing you for a more promising and meaningful future. 12. Restart your life. Your principles are resilient unless you deliberately erase the beliefs that underpin them. You always have the power to revive new principles, to start again and look at things from a fresh perspective as you used to. That's how life renews itself. Making mistakes, facing failures, frustrations or defeats shouldn't be seen as a life sentence. We all make mistakes and face challenges in life, but some find it difficult to forgive themselves, carrying the weight of these mistakes as a constant burden. We must remember that no matter what has happened in the past, our principles remain unshakable. We can return to them at any time. What happened yesterday or even 5 minutes ago is already part of the past. The ability to renew our thoughts and rekindle our goals is a gift that accompanies us throughout life, regardless of how many dreams may have been put aside. Reflect for a moment on the dreams you once had, those longings that made your heart flutter with excitement. Perhaps you dreamed of owning a car to explore new horizons, forming a family that would share joys and challenges, exploring the world to discover its wonders, pursuing a career that would inspire you every day, or who knows, setting up your own business, shaping your destiny in your own hands. Now the question is, why not take the first step today? Life is a continuous journey, full of opportunities to turn dreams into reality. Regardless of the twists and turns along the way and the responsibilities we accumulate, the flame of our dreams is still burning, ready to be rekindled. It's a powerful reminder that it's never too late to plan again, set goals and embark on a renewed quest for everything that makes you feel alive. In this way, life becomes more than mere existence. It becomes a constant celebration of possibilities and a constant rediscovery of the pleasure of living fully. So no matter how much time has passed, you have the ability to rekindle your enthusiasm, pursue your dreams with passion, and find joy in the journey that is life. So in order to be able to find calm and passion in life, the Stoics had a morning routine. that helped them achieve clarity in order to arrive at this journey in the right way. Click on the video on the screen and watch it now.